What's going on, everybody? Rob here, aka Trev2323, TREV2323. Subscribe, like, and share. Today we are actually going to install a window right here. I got 3 to install. I'm just going to show you to install 1, and then I'm going to do the other 2. But also, next video I'm doing a door. But right here is where the window is. You see I got my ladder, my Gorilla ladder I love to hate. And right now, this is cut back because I was already going to put the tape on the door. But I do have to cut back where this window is going to be. When I'm going to show you what you're going to need, grab the right stuff, the real stuff. You need an adhesive sealant for window, siding, and door. It needs to be a sealant, but an adhesive also. You need a level. I got 2 levels right here. You need some window and door foam. Window and door. Don't get the real big opening ones. It has to be window and door, because window and door foam is a slow expansion and it won't bow your window after you have it set. You need a J roller. This is a J roller, also known as a veneer roller or a laminate roller, but this is a J roller because you have to roll on this tape right here. You need self-adhesive weatherproof flashing tape, but I bought one being cheap because everybody knows me, right? So either way I had to go buy a bigger roll because I got more windows and doors. So this is a tight seal. They're both tight seal. This is 6-inch roll by 100 feet, and this is a 4-inch by 33 feet. But you need that to flash around the door, and that's actually what's going to go around here on the doors and the windows. And if you put a nail through it, it seals around the nail. But to put this on right, you need a J roller. Okay, you're going to need a caulk gun and caulk, and then galvanized nails and shims. So right now, this is the window that I'm putting in, a 28 by 54, and it does have a nailing flange on it. And if you can see, it also has a gasket for the vinyl siding to go right into it. So what I like about this is everybody flashes this and puts the metal piece or whatever. Once you put the tape, the seal flashing tape against this right here, the water has nowhere else to go. Water's not going to flow up. It's going to flow down wherever it gets a chance to go down right here. So that's why I like these right here with the J channel built in, because you flash this right here and the water cannot go backwards. All right, when you're hanging your door, you got a rough opening size and an actual size of the window. This is the size of the window, but this is the size of the rough opening you have to make. So right now, I'm actually gonna cut back all this with my razor, and then I'll show you how I do it after I get it done. Dang it, I forgot my tape to put that up out the way. But as long as you get to here, you're good. It's cut back about 2 inches all the way around. They got this way to do it, that way to do it, whatever, yada, yada, yada. As long as you get here, you're good. The 2 problems I have is I had staples in some of it holding it, so I'm just making sure all the staples are hit in all the way. I might actually kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I got actually a paintbrush and I dusted all the dust out of here, completely out of here. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone because I got the 6-inch flange and it'll go over the door and the window right here. Aha! My next step right now is to dry fit the window. Just get it cut back where you could actually put the tape on this right here and this one right here. I got to create the seal, the jam seal right here. It goes up about 4 inches, 2 inches, all the way around, wrapped up to right here. Some people flex the tape around, so I'm going to try that. But if it don't flex around, then I'm just going to, cut the little pieces out. Probably going to cut this out my way because I've been stepping over that this whole time. All right, here is the new window. It is single hung. I didn't take the bottom cardboard off yet because it protects it. That's the garbage that I got to throw. But before we put it on, the gasket is actually going to be on the flange. So this is all sealed right here already. So the gasket is going to be on the flange so no water could come through. We're actually going to silicone this with a nice thick bead before we put it in the window. But the first thing we got to do is dry fit it to make sure everything's going to be good. Check the level of the dry fitting. With shims, you see a lot of people use a lot of stuff to make the window lean outward. Basically, I'm gonna have some shims cut and ready. I'm gonna cut them off the length of right here, and I'm gonna put 3 shims in here, kind of just tack them in, so then this way the window sits leaning outward a little bit. But I'm gonna cut these off right here. So let me dry fit the window right now. Okay, dry fit the window looks amazing, but if you could see at the top, I'm going to need the shim because it's off a little bit. And then if you can see at the sides, it's off a little bit. They need the shim. That's why you need the 2 inches all around when you install a window. It's sitting in there pretty good, so I actually put it in before I got on the ladder, but I do know I am gonna need to shim it after it's set in place. It's sitting in there pretty decently, although I'm probably gonna have my wife just hold it in from the back while I go and shim it, and then, you know, jump around front, back and forth, but it is in place. I didn't caulk, I didn't put the thing around. I just wanted to make sure it was gonna dry fit. Now see where it is off from the inside? You look, you got a lot of gap over there and none over here, and that's the way it's leaning. So if I put shims at the bottom of this, more shims, it'll be able to center. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the seal in place, the no drip in place, the bottom seal, and then I'm gonna start shimming this dry fit, and then I'll go from there, because I believe if I lift this up on this side, move this over, kind of center it perfect, it'll go even. See, I got a lot of room. That's why you got 2 inches all the way around. So that's in place right now. Even before I do that, I'm gonna shim it to see how much shims I'm gonna need. Believe it or not, there's a little hump left in the plywood right here that I think what's causing the window to lean. So I'm gonna cut this down evenly, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the tape. All right, I got the 4-inch tape and the 6-inch tape. So I'm using the 4-inch here, and all I'm doing is gonna be even with this right here. This one is the first one. Comes up about 2 inches on this side, 2 inches on this side. They give you some damn crazy equation. 2 inches overlap, 2 inches overlap. You can go 3 or 4 if you want, but it's gonna be here and here. But it's gonna be 4 inches like this. It's not gonna be the over one yet, because on top of that one, we're gonna put one that's gonna overlap this one right here. So right now, I'm just putting this tape about 2 inches past here, 2 inches past here, all the way at the bottom right here. Make sure it's cleaned off really good. Right, here's where your J-roller comes in. Each one of these is gonna be J-rolled all the way down, because this is, you put the pressure on it, and this is what gets it to stick where this sucker ain't gonna budge. You see how windy it is outside? This is what I'm trying to rush. It's supposed to drop down to the 30s tonight, but this tape is actually good till 0 degrees. But I went all the way past it. I see I got some wrinkles and some blood on this side right here. It says for nails that even if you nail through this special tape, it helps adhere. So I'm gonna J-roll this, try to get everything out of this, and then we're gonna do the seal, which is gonna come about right here, down around, and come up to right here. And since I got a lot of tape, I'm probably coming up 4 inches on this one right here. That was the 4-inch tape across the bottom, but since I bought the 6-inch tape, I'm gonna use the 6-inch tape now for the seal, because I'm gonna go 4 inches over here, and then the rest is gonna overlap right here and bend it around the corner. So I'm glad I bought the 6-inch tape, because I'm doing the whole seal, or 3/4 of it at least, with the 6-inch tape, and then it's gonna go around here and curve up right here. So let me get the tape cut and start to adhere it, then I'll show you rubbing it on. What I'm getting, this isn't split in half. This is all one kind of seam right here. So sometimes they're split in half. This one's not. This is almost all the way to the back of this one, but I do want it to be able to curve around to the next one. Bring it this way some more. A little bit more the other way, and then I'm good. Alright, here we go. This is what I'm putting on now. Just make sure it's straight. God dang it. That's all the way perfect right there. I gotta get this side over here back a little bit. Okay, so this is good right here. I can start pushing this down and getting all this in the corner right here. Getting that all the way in the corner really good. And getting this down, tuck it in the corner really good. So the corner is not a U. And that's not coming up the side. After I get it where I want it, then I'll go ahead and J-roll it. Alright, some of this is flexible, some of this is not. This isn't going to be flexible, so I'm going to have to cut this one. Just to get it around the corner. And then after I cut this one, what I'm going to do is put another piece right here in the corner. Okay, more than that. You see it stretches a little bit around the corner right there, but I'm going to put another piece just right here in the corner. Let me cut this piece over here. I don't know if you can see this far. Okay, I'm just doing this window. I'm not going to show you all the windows. I'm just doing this one. And if I could do it, you could do it. Because this is my first one that I'm doing. Hey, how about that? Now you see this is overlapping on the other one down there. So let me roll this with the J-roller and I'll be right back with you. Even after the J-roller, I feel that there's some pieces that I could rub into place better. Just with my hand, that the J-roller can't get it in place. When I find out about this tape, is sometimes you feel like, feels like it's a little bit up right here. That's actually the foil. When it breaks, there's like a silicone or a rubber inside this tape, and once that's on, that is on. That's like super on. So like when you get the little bubble like this, that's actually the foil coming off of that right there. But that right there is like just super on really good. But it took a while to get a J-roll down. If you just put this down and just try to just leave it, you gotta rub this in really, really good for it to set. I use the J-roller and I'm using my hands. Okay, now from the outside, you see that the pan is done. That's the drip pan. Okay, but this right here, there's nothing on this. Well, that's because after you caulk and set the window in place, the window gets sealed to this right here. So window is going to be caulked and set in place, and then this tape is going to be on the outside to complete your what they call the envelope. It goes on the actual vinyl of the window and this right here to complete the envelope. Now on this one, it's so small, there's going to be another one right here. Right here. Then we have those right there. So that this right here is going to be probably 4-inch tape on this side, 4-inch tape on this side. It don't wrap around here, so no wind goes around with it. The window sits caulked in here, seals, and then the tape goes on top of that. All right, so I'm gonna clean up my little mess. Then I'm gonna grab the window, start working on the window, put it in place. All right, so I'm gonna cut the window on here. I'm gonna put a thick bead right by these nail flange. I'm actually gonna be a little bit in from the nail flange and put a really thick bead, but it has to be adhesive sealant. Now the bottom part of it, it's going to be really hard for me to get to. So the bottom part, I'm actually going to put right on here and come up. Where this flashing is, that's where I'm going to put the bottom part. And the rest of it, I'm actually going to put on the window right there. Alright, there's more than one way to skin a cat. I'm going to do this by myself, so I'm probably going to tape the top of the window in place with some loose tape so it don't fall back out that way, and then shim it and keep going around. But right now, remember I said I want the window leaning outward? These are the little shims that I cut for the window to lean outward. I'm going to nail these in place right here, but I'm going to nail them with some galvanized nails. But also, this right here, when you hit through this with a nail, it seals around the nail. So don't think, well, you're just messing that up. No, when you hit through this with the nail, it seals around the nail. And these are to actually make the window lean a little bit outward. So on the drip rail on that, it pushes the water away. All right, each one of those shims, no, 2 of those shims cracked when I put that in place. So actually I just power bonded these in place, or power grabbed them in place. I'm gonna leave them like that and cut the front of them off. Got my bead across the bottom. You see I left the middle part opened a little bit. You're gonna caulk on the inside. That's why you put these up, so you can get some slow rise caulk on the inside right here to insulate it. But if anything gets on here, you kind of want it to be able to breathe and drain out that way. You don't want it stuck in here. So that's why that's a little bit left open right there. Some people do one here, one here. I forgot about it, so I just left that little piece open on the middle. I might even close it in a little bit more, but I came up to the bottom, and then on this one right here, I caulked all the way around the bottom and the top. Now you want a thick beaded caulk, not a little skinny, narrow, stretched out one. You want a thick beaded caulk, and then on top of that, you're gonna put the outside flashing. So I'm gonna set this in place. And actually, I got a roll of tape with me because since I'm here by myself, I'm gonna stick it up with a piece of tape. I got the level out there already, so this way I can level it from the inside, go run around and run around and run around and run around. So I'm taping the top of that so I get everything level, and then I'll start nailing it. Okay, now with that little piece of tape up top, just that little piece of tape, it gave me time to run around and level the inside and shim the inside. So see, I still got shim over here because I got to check this level on the outside. The inside is good, perfect. Okay, let me check over here. Perfect. Okay, like this side. I say perfect, they're close enough for government standards. Ha! Okay, the last thing I gotta check is the measurements. This is what I'm not too good with, but you gotta do the corner to corner. This corner to down there, and that corner to down here. Gotta be the exact same measurement, so I'll probably pull it from that way up here since I'm closer. It got to be the exact same measurements, and then you can start tacking it in. But before I tack it all the way in, I'm going to tack some in and then kind of make sure all the shims are level again. 61 7/8, 61 7/8. So it is perfect in there. So I'm going to tack probably right here in the middle and right there in the middle, and then make sure everything is shimmed up square again. I opted for 2-inch galvanized nails is what I'm using. I'm putting it right in the center. Okay, not all the way in. This one's 2-inch galvanized nails. Here's the problem. Let me see if I get some in here. Get some in here. Alright, I'll put it in this one. This right here is not even. See, this got meat right here. This one right here is not in at all. So I really got to tape and insulate that one. I can start with this right here. Alright, what I've chosen to do, seeing that this is my first time I'm hanging a window by myself, it was too far over this way. I started putting nails in on an angle, and I said I'm going to off skew it. So I'm taking this nail out, and then I'm going to move the whole window over by 1 inch this way, because right now it's all the way butted up against this and not butted up against this, and that's like 1.5 inch, 2-inch gap. So I'm going to center it and then redo the whole thing again. It makes it easier for me because I'm just stepping around the ladder to here, but I wanted to show you no room right here, all room right here. So I got a crowbar. I'm just jockeying the whole window over so it's centered in all of that. Novice mistake. Okay, with the crowbar I moved it over, but it went over too much, so I had to shim those, and then now I had to shim up here in this corner to create an even gap around there, and it's pretty much even right there. So now I'd measure the outside, and then I could start tacking it in, and now I got meat on that side to nail in where everything is squared. I wanted to show you something I did wrong hanging this window and what I changed. I bought 2.5 inch galvanized nails, 2.5 inch. This flange isn't 2.5 inches thick. You don't need 2.5 inch galvanized nails. That was way too overkill. So I switched to construction screws, and they're going in so much easier than hitting them dang things with the nails. And then also I checked right here when you lift this up on the inside, you kind of check to see how level you are over here at the bottom. Now you see it's a little bit off, just a little bit off. That's close enough for government standards, because when you close it all the way down. Okay, seeing that I am novice, I'm going to show you everything that I've done. These are my shims. These are the windows slanting outward. I'm going to cut these shims after I foam and everything dries. Then I'll cut these shims down. There's more shims right there. I'm going to foam everything. But also I put my rubber glove on. This is going to be extremely painful. I put my rubber glove on and I got my tape because, get around here, I am novice. So I know when I put the other tape on, it's really not going to adhere to all this caulk sticking out and all this up here. So I'm actually rubbing all the rest of the caulk out of my way. We'll play this one by ear. I do have to flash it still, but I'm going to start working on the door flashing right here. But I got so much extra caulk on there, I would really rather that caulk dry solid before I flash it. So I'm going to just hold off on that until that dries some. But I am going to start on the door, and I'm not going to foam this until the outside is all dry and everything. But I do know the window opens, it's even and everything. So what I'm going to start doing is cleaning this up and flashing the threshold for the door right now. Right here, there's a lump over here because this is the original door that came out here that I left on there. But I thought about cutting it.